All right, everybody, welcome back. Before we get into today's stretch, we want to talk about Miller Lite. I have to tell you, obviously, had the party this past weekend. Number one drank beverage, Dave?
It was easily Miller Lite. I think we ran out of Miller Lite like a third of the way into the night.
Had a keg, had the big green keg going.
Okay.
That was tapped.
Yeah.
I think I had 10 cases. I left a couple inside because I was just going to stock them up later. We went through a good 7 of them. Yeah,
okay.
So, like, it was...
So you didn't have to go to MillerLite.com?
Did not have to, but I was ready to do it if need be. I was, intently watching the top shelf to see when I needed to up my supply because it would have been very easy for me because all I would have had to do is go to MillerLite.com/stretch and I would have seen the delivery options near me. I've done it before, so I've seen the options, and it's quite easy. So I recommend everyone go do that if you need some Miller Lite and you don't want to leave your house. Miller Lite is the official beer of the Chicago Bears. Like I said, go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Thank you again to Miller Lite for helping me out with the party. My guy Jeff and everyone over there at Miller. I appreciate you. And like I said, it was far and away the top beverage of the night. So we love you, Miller, and let's get into the show. All right, everybody, welcome to the stretch. Lots to get to today. Ton of reports, and Bears Family Day was yesterday, so we'll get into some Bears stuff. Training camp, the White Sox are all of a sudden like good.
The best team in baseball.
Yes, and the big news, which I think we'll start with, is the Cubs didn't really do a whole lot at the trade deadline.
They punted on that deadline, and you guys should be sick to your stomach.
I am. I'm tired of people telling me not to be upset.
Here's the problem. The Cubs are a really good team right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Brewers are a better team right now. So it's like it's all tough to deal with where it's like the Cubs are really fucking good. They have the second best record in all of baseball?
To the Brewers.
To the Brewers, who happen to be in your division. But it also feels like the trade deadline, they got better as a team, but they didn't do the things that were necessary to be like, we're going for a World Series right now. Exactly. So, like, it's like hard to – they actually did get better on the fringes. I love Willie Castro.
Yeah.
He's like a do-everything guy. I mean, even just –
good start. For
even
him.
just him going first to third the other on Sunday.
Yep.
On like kind of a bloop hit. And I was there on Saturday. He had a couple hits. He kind of does everything. So and Kittredge looks good. But they didn't go for it. And they're basically wasting their 1 year with Kyle Tucker, who they're not going to re-sign. And that's very, very frustrating.
Now, not many teams did go for it. If there is a way to kind of talk about the market, it sounded very steep.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. When the rest of the league is zigging, you zag and go for it. Like the Astros kind of did that. I think if the Cubs would have had a similar deadline to the Astros, Cubs fans would have been like, all right, we're going for it. But they didn't.
I had a hot take, a really bad hot take, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I actually think I kind of agree with myself, which is a stupid thing to say out loud. But I do agree with myself a little bit here. They should have just traded Kyle Tucker.
You're fully convinced they're not re-signing him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's still a chance.
Because listen, I'm disappointed. Obviously, we need a starter. We needed a starter. Like, it's just like anyone with a brain could see that. I'm still operating under the guise that we will re-sign him.
I think you're insane for that.
I don't think I am. I think
why? What makes you think
I'm going to stand by the take that I'm just going to be like stunned, and I think
then why are they?
How are you
stunned?
How are you going to be stunned?
Why are they holding on to Owen Casey like it's their dying breath? He's an insurance policy because they know Tucker's leaving, and if you thought that you were going to go for it this year and you're going to sign Kyle Tucker, what do you need a right fielder for in Owen Casey? Fucking, he's your big trade chip. Go out and get Mackenzie Gore, the Minnesota Twins guy, Joe Ryan. And
maybe they view him as the Hap replacement. Maybe he comes in and he plays left. I don't know. I'm going through all variables here. Where if they re-sign him and they didn't want to pay the price this year, like I can live with it. Granted, I don't know the result.
I'm to the point now where I'm mad that they traded for him in the first place, because if you knew you weren't going to get him, why are you giving up Cam Smith for 1 year? Like, when you make that trade is a signal like, all right, this is our window.
We're going to go for it.
We're going for it.
And in conjunction with the Cody Bellinger getting cash back.
Right.
Where you're like, oh, this is cash they're going to use to try to go for it. All right, so there's there is like two paths that we can talk about, because if they re-sign Kyle Tucker, I actually don't care what they did at this trade deadline. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm operating.
You're
from.
basically saying the window is going to continue to be open here for a couple of years, and that was actually smart of Jed to hold some of his chips, wait until you know some of these guys get a little bit better, and see what you got. Justin Steele comes back where you're not overpaying for a rental when you have a guy who could end up being, you know, your top of the line. I mean, he is when he's on. Justin Steele is definitely like a 1-2, but I would lean more towards 1. That would be fine. I just don't think they're going to re-sign Kyle Tucker. That's my problem. So I'm operating under that whole.
It's hard. I'm really giving them the benefit of the doubt.
You are.
I know.
And I think we've talked about it before. The CBA's up after 26.
Yeah,
it
Ricketts
feels
is
like
scared of that.
Ricketts is just
every owner in baseball. You
running
can tell
out
just
the clock
based on this deadline
that they're running out the clock on this.
I just don't see how they can't do it.
No, they can. They can and they
yeah,
should.
Dave's right. I all logic says I don't see how they can't do it, but that's just we just know that Ricketts doesn't want to spend this type of money. Jason Hayward's the biggest contract they've ever given out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is going to be massive compared to that. What was Jason Hayward's
Double?
final number?
But 184, I think.
Yeah,
it's not even going to be close.
Yeah, but
he's going to be $400 million.
I trust that there's someone in the org smart enough, because I think the Ricketts are smart guys. Like,
yeah, but
clearly.
the problem is Crane Kenny is also the guy who can stop it.
And they're
I get
also
that.
looking at the last 4 years where they absolutely sucked and the building was full the entire night.
I get
they
that.
don't need to.
I don't think
they
it's
don't need
quite an iron fist like it is on the South Side or some other places in the league.
Okay,
where it's like it's a non-starter.
I hope so, because listen, like PCA, he's kind of regressed a little bit, or not regressed, but he's in a little.
He has
mini
bad
slump.
games where he looks really.
Kyle Tucker is also in a slump.
Mm-hmm.
He got out of it a little bit on Sunday, but Kyle Tucker, I saw Cap, who I love, but Cap was just like, can't re-sign him because of the last month he's been hitting poorly.
I saw that.
Kyle Tucker is, if you think that Seiya and PCA having career years is just because they got a year older and not because Kyle Tucker's in the middle of that lineup, you're out of your mind.
Great point.
This guy is like, this is what he does, even when he's in a slump. What's his on-base percentage? Is
it's
close
almost
to 400? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he is the guy that other opposing pitchers are scared of. And he is the guy who gets on base in front of the. I know obviously the lineup has changed a bunch, and PC.
But you're right.
Batting
Point taken.
lead off for a while, but he's the guy who makes everyone else better. That's how baseball works. One guy in a lineup can change the guys around him. So if the Cubs, and I know obviously Jed knows more baseball than this entire room combined times a billion. So you have to re-sign him. You have to, and if you don't, this entire year was just such a joke. Because they're not going to.
Agreed. Like I will not be sitting here speaking from a Cubs perspective if they don't re-sign him.
And
I'm with you. But
the team is good.
Yeah.
Is the team going to win the World Series? I think you're basically banking on every single player playing out of their mind at the same time.
But that's every team in baseball.
No,
it is every obviously there's teams that have more talent than others, of course. But to win a World Series, you have to click at the exact.
Of course. But they need every pitcher to play like
no. Their room for error is definitely not what it should be. They should have gone and got Mackenzie Gore. They had the fucking pieces to do so. Obviously, Washington's not winning shit, and Washington can't even draft. They're kind of like the White Sox last year, where if they had the worst record in baseball, the absolute worst or best they could draft is 10th overall.
And that's a guy with 2 more years of control. So in theory, if
it matches
that
perfectly.
Would you have traded Matt Shaw for him? Because that's what was being floated, and that's where it's. I see the other side from Jed's perspective. It's like, hey, you can't just clear everything out. I get it. Prospects are prospects. You don't know what the fuck they're going to become.
No.
Although Matt Shaw has shown himself a little
Shaw's
bit
a
here.
player, yeah.
There was also floated Owen Casey for Mitch Keller. Yeah. So it's like these are steep, man. The Rangers gave up their 5, 9, and 13 prospects for Merrill Kelly.
I don't give a fuck about prospects. I got to be honest.
I think that fan bases should start to be like, fuck prospects.
I honestly and I get it. You obviously can have a Cam Smith happen, but how many times do you trade a guy and he just doesn't even this is baseball.
Yeah.
You look at your organization's top 10 prospects, 6 of them probably won't be anything.
Right.
Probably not.
4 of them might not even get to the big leagues.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not a prospect hoarder guy, especially when you have a shot to win a World Series.
Yeah, but it's an important function of baseball, though.
Sure,
Of course.
You need a
but
good farm system.
if you make the trade and you sign Tucker, then where are these prospects even going to play?
Right.
Like your whole lineup is kind of set. So you go out and you get Mackenzie Gore, and you give up what you have to give up, and then you have him for this year and 2 more. So that's 3 playoff runs with this core and a front end starter. You give yourself 3 kicks of the can, and guess what you can do in those next 3 years? You have 3 more drafts. So you're always kind of restocking. So yeah, it's Matt Shaw now, but there's some kid at Maryland or wherever that you're going to draft in the 20s who might be an equivalent guy when you need him and when you are rebuilding. But now it feels like they're just racing towards another rebuild instead of going for it in this window where they
I don't view it that
clearly.
way.
No, I don't think they're racing
don't
towards
view it
another
that way.
rebuild.
I think that they're. I think that if
It'll
you
be a
read the
rebuild around PCA and some of these other and maybe match.
I think if you're reading the tea leaves, they're not confident in this core. I don't think
How so? What team
not-
tell you that?
that they would have went for it at the deadline.
But you don't think if they sign
Kyle Tucker, they're very confident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
That's where we're going on there's literally 2 paths to this where don't sign Kyle Tucker and it's like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
That's-
sign Kyle Tucker. It's like, holy shit, they've actually built something here that makes sense. And they signed the guy who's 28 years old, who is going to be the heart of your lineup for the next 7
12
days.
years.
yes,
Yeah.
you sign him. You see what happens this winter. See what happens in this playoff run, and then boom, this winter, next deadline. And then you fucking.
And
put
here's the
Casey
thing,
in these guys.
and I try my hardest not to compare both organizations, but if the White Sox in a weird hypothetical world would have signed Bryce Harper in 2018 and with all the same players they already had that were flameouts and they got rid of, and that contract started right now with this current rebuild for the next, I think he signed through his age 40 season, he's like 34 or whatever. That would have been a perfect guy to have for the duration of what he's being paid by Philadelphia right now. And if you look 12 years into the future, I would assume that Tucker will want to be paid through age 40 just because it's a round number the last 12 years of his career. I think that $40 million or whatever that he's getting paid in 20 whatever, 10 years from now is going to be peanuts. It's going to be
I
peanuts.
still don't know why they don't do if I were Tom Ricketts, I know this is you do a lot of things different, but I would just sign Kyle Tucker to a 4-year, $200 million, $220 million contract.
Okay.
And
There
be
we
like,
go.
hey, if you're worried about the back half, tell Kyle Tucker would sign that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
If
Kinda
you're like, hey,
surprising
you're
we
gonna
haven't
get,
seen these.
Yeah, 4 years, 250. You're going to get another shot at it in 4 years, and you're going to make more money than every single person in the next 4 years.
It kind of is surprising we haven't seen a lot of these. I know a lot of them have opt-outs, so that kind of could function that way.
Right, but it's like if you're worried about, signing a guy for 10 years, just don't sign him for 10 years. Just give him so much money for 4 years that it's like he can't say no to it.
Yeah, and then I think it's like, hey, fucking double the price of the Cubs con for 4 years and do whatever the fuck you got to do. Make up your money. Don't care. If you sign someone like that for that amount of money, whatever.
There is one more out that they have, and I threw this out there. If they don't sign Kyle Tucker, which I'll be very, very disappointed, if they don't sign Kyle Tucker and they instead bring up Casey and then put Seiya back in the outfield and sign Kyle Schwarber and let him finish as a Cub and hit 500 home runs as a Cub, and he's a perfect DH for the rest of – he can play another 6 years DHing. That would be the one thing where I'd be like, okay, I'm okay with this.
And that's kind of a
You need a Kyle on your team. If the Cubs go into the next year without a Kyle in their lineup,
They're fucked.
I'm going to be very upset.
I love the whole idea.
I don't care which Kyle you get. I just want a Kyle.
I love the whole idea besides Seiya playing right field.
No, you don't want him anywhere near the outfield.
No, I know it's going to – obviously your defense is going to take a big step back, but
Yeah.
that lineup would be sick. And Schwarber is built to be a DH for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the pen moves were good. I think our bullpen's good.
Yeah, no, we got better. That's the hard part. And we're a really good team.
Yeah.
That's like the Brewers have kind of fucked this whole thing by just never losing.
Yes.
Because the Cubs are a really good team and they're really fun, and I'm excited for October baseball. And like even this weekend, this was maybe like if you drew it up, this was the perfect Chicago weekend, summer weekend, the perfect weather. Lala, the Cubs at home, like everything. And it's just like this team, you know, they obviously Saturday sucked, but they still won a series. So the world's not burning. That's the thing is like when you go online, some of Cubs Twitter is like the world's burning. I do not think the world is burning. I think this team is still very good. I think this team will have a puncher's chance to get to the World Series. I don't think that they made the moves that they should have given how good this team is and how like if you add a top end starter, now you're like, hey, we're not only going for the World Series, but we might be like one of the two teams favorites to win the World Series.
Because I just think Jed really has to present that to Tom of how things changed so much for this team. Initially, the way they built it 2 years ago, it was like, all right, we're signing Bellinger. Like we gave Dansby like the third or fourth richest shortstop contract, and it worked out better than everyone thought. Remember when they were just kind of like a weird fringe, like let's throw a construction of guys together and see what happens. Now it's like PCA busts out. He's a fucking superstar. You'd make that trade for Tucker. Seiya is a legitimate, one of the best bats in the Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. I think it's different. You know, it's
and they built their defense, like their infield defense was awesome.
Yeah.
Up the middle, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of
lovers in the outfield too. It's like they're loaded.
Yes.
So it's like that's where it's like if not this year, then they'll just never do it.
See, I guess I just disagree with that because if
you think they're going to re-sign Kyle
yes,
Tucker.
exactly.
Yeah, which I'm totally.
I hope you're
if they
right.
re-sign Kyle Tucker, I'll be sitting in this seat and being like, all of it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like the not going for it, being like, hey, we're gonna have Kyle Tucker re-signed, and we're gonna have this core, and we're gonna save our chips, and we're gonna go play the long game here, where we're competitive and have a window for the next 3 to 4 years. All of it, I will completely agree with it, and I'll be like, Jed, you were smarter than all of us. It's just I don't think they're gonna re-sign Kyle.
But Mackenzie Gore does throw because he's got the 2 years of control after this. So like you could have both. Like you could do both.
But they'll I mean Justin Steele coming back next year will be big.
Yeah.
He's obviously so important. It sucks that he got hurt. I do think they're gonna do we basically got we actually were more aggressive at the trade deadline because we got Assad and Tyone back, which is bullshit. Yeah. So my least favorite thing being like guy who was injured, basically a perfect trade deadline guy. But they will get better. Those two guys coming back will be very important.
Yeah, and listen, we didn't bring up Soraka. He's been way better than what his stats say.
Yeah,
his record says and all that shit.
Yeah,
his K through 9 is really impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't know how they're going to some of these lineups. I mean, the Mets lineup is fucking
insane.
Yeah, but that's where Craig's going to have to get really fucking, tricky with this stuff. He's going to have some bullpen games and see what happens. Is it as exciting as we thought?
When is Assad coming back?
I think in the next month, right? And he obviously hasn't played at all this year, so and not having to. And Cade Horton's been pitching well.
Yeah.
Boyd is good.
Yeah.
Shota's good. It's just a rotation of at best 2s and 3s, not.
You just don't got that dog up front.
That's what
I think
that's what
wins
that
in October.
You're right. You don't got that Lester. You don't have that Arrieta.
You need a guy who's basically who will get up there and be like, we're not going to lose this game.
Exactly.
And 2 or 3 times in a 7-game series, you need that guy.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Brewers kind of have that.
Brewers are fucking good.
Yeah.
Padres are good.
Giants
are good.
Andrew Vaughn's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
I need to know how long he's going to do this for before I start getting actually mad at it. Because right now I'm just
I said it
laughing at
last week and you just brushed me off.
I couldn't care less. Even right now, I want him to continue this because it's negatively affecting the Cubs. However, there will be a point where I'm like, all right, stop, asshole. I don't need to see this anymore. But
because if all things point that it was an organizational problem.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I mean,
he was
it's not exactly a small sample size.
It was
20
4
games
years. Well, that's a small sample size when you compare his entire career.
Sure, but he's hitting 373.
Yeah, I know. He is like prime Barry Bonds right now for the Brewers. I have so many Brewers fans DMing
He's got
me
6
right
bombs.
Saying
what the
fucking fuck were you guys doing with this guy? He's awesome. I'm like, bro, he is not. in any way.
But weren't all the reports is that he was kind of being a fuck, like he didn't really care?
Well, there was
Getting the change of scenery.
I forget who it was. There was
again.
some Sox like reliever that was like in his 30s that got a cup of coffee like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was
Who
yes.
was it?
I remember that. I forget who it was.
I'm blanking on the name, but
Yes.
he came out. He's like, dude,
he like aired this guy out. I don't know if you saw us.
like we'd be in Arizona for spring training or it didn't matter. We'd be in Arizona and everybody would be busting their dick to get better at baseball, and Andrew Vaughn would be on the golf course. Like he did not care about baseball, wasn't working hard. He was a lazy ass, and he's like, it sucks because he's got elite physical talent as a hitter, like with his hand-eye coordination, his bat speed, all that shit. But like he just doesn't care to make it better. So he's gonna get. And I remember he's gonna get one more shot on a minor league deal next year, and then after that, that's it for him. But
Now,
Tyler Osick
yeah, Tyler Osick.
said, "I'll tell the truth about Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn would get out here in Arizona golfing, and we would all be grinding in Arizona at the facility. In the off season, he'd show up 2 times a week, dumbbell press 40 pounds, take 20 swings off the machine, show up and hit 250 and 15 bombs and 500 at bats, and then repeat it the next year." He's like, that was a slap in the face. So
Yeah.
whatever.
So he's insanely hot right now. Good for the Brewers, bad for the Cubs. I'm enjoying it, but there is nothing in my brain that says we fucked up the Andrew Vaughn thing, because no, they didn't. He's just otherworldly hot right now, and he will fall back to earth. Maybe to
hope
like
you're right.
an average.
I hope it
player.
wasn't just an organization like, hey, the Brewers do things the right way.
yeah,
They might have identified some flaw in his swing or something, but the White Sox did not do like it was at that point. It's on the player. It's on the player.
Yeah. This
Kind of
Cubs
fun.
season, by the way, is just going to come down to in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks of
when
the
we-
season, pretty
Yeah.
much.
No. In 2 weeks when we play the Brewers 5 times in 3
Mhm.
days.
Cardinals this weekend, right? I believe. Yeah.
right, Reds,
days.
Reds
Yeah.
today.
Reds-
the Cardinals.
Cubs
Reds,
or the
Cardinals,
Cards are scuffling a
Blue
bit,
Jays.
right?
Mhm.
yeah, the
And then
Cards
the
are-
Reds are. You don't want to play the Reds.
No.
The Reds are.
Got to win series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then
Reds
it's just
are
going to,
pretty
it
good.
really is going to come down like if the Brewers Cubs series in 2 weeks goes 4-1 either way, that's going to be massive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they win 4 out of 5, if the Brewers win 4 out of 5, the Central's done.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Motherfuckers. I mean, they're playing well.
They're not playing well. They're playing out of their mind.
like
they don't
the Cubs
lose.
are, yeah,
Oh,
the Cubs
no,
are,
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Cubs
That's
are
the,
well,
that, they're
yeah.
losing ground while playing well.
Right.
No,
Correct.
it's so fucking frustrating.
Correct.
Sox are playing well, 10-5.
It's
second half.
so we had I don't think were you here when the Sox came in?
No.
No, you weren't here. So they came in, were awesome, and you can ask Rainey and them about this. They were awesome on the yak. They understood the assignment and everything. And in a couple of like off-camera conversations I had with them, they circled the Cubs series. They're like, we fucking hate the Cubs. And they didn't say we fucking hate the Cubs like just said it, but they're like, we don't like how they're like big brother in the city and all that. They're like, we want to play them and we want to beat the shit out of them. And in that first couple innings, it was the first time, and there's nothing that Fangraphs or ESPN or anything or Baseball Reference will measure in this, and Shoto was pitching. They knew what pitches were coming, and it was the first time that I've seen them palpably be like, we're going to step foot on the baseball field and beat the shit out of this team. And the at-bats were awesome. They've continued to be awesome the entire second half so far. But you can see just the energy is so much different. And all of a sudden they have a confidence where when they step on a baseball field, they're like, we can not only hang with these teams, we're going to beat them. It's an expectation you can see just hanging in the air when they're taking the field right now. And it has been so fun to watch. I have been looking forward to watching White Sox games every night now. But like we talked about how the wins weren't quite there yet when they were in the studio a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to pile up now. And
Yeah.
if they can ride out a 500 record through the second half, which based on how they're playing right now, I don't think these are like necessarily hot streaks. It's just they're playing consistent quality baseball. That's an awesome sign. You can kind of squint there's a gleam of maybe next year they could be a 500 team and like be 5 or 7 games out of a wild card.
Yeah, the end of seasons matter. I mean,
It totally does.
2014 end of the season for the Cubs kind of set up 2015.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like playing good ball.
There was one. I think the Sox went up like 6 or 7-0 on the Cubs in the third or fourth inning, and there was a shot of Craig Counsell in the dugout, and he had a look of like, oh, fuck, we thought we were going to walk in and beat the shit out of this team, and they're just pummeling us right now. It was a look of shock on his face.
They might not lose 100 games.
Which
that sounded like
insane to think about, right?
Yes.
They've already tied last year's win mark, or one more. So they already got one more win this year.
And it's August 3rd.
And it's August 3rd.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're playing awesome baseball.
Fourth.
They got fourth. They got the like 6th worst run differential in baseball right now, but they're fucking beating the shit teams out. They're beating the shit out of teams right now. That keeps climbing up. So I mean,
Montgomery's been great.
Montgomery's been awesome, which is such. It's like a weight off of the It's got to be the organization shoulders.
I mean,
on top of the
said that he's.
I thought he was completely fucking cooked, and if you, I really did. But if you go and look at what he was doing in Charlotte, you thought there's no way he's going to come up to and see big league pitching and have anything less than like a 35% K rate and a lot of just bad at bats. Mm-hmm. But he's been shitting on the ball. All the Corey Seager comps are like thus far very true. He's just pissing on everything. And everything, like Kyle Teal's been awesome. Edgar Caro just takes daddy hacks. Like he just takes fucking hacks. The pitching's been great. The bullpen's been great. Will Venable seems to be pulling all the correct strings. I don't know what's going on.
Who this is?
I know. It's crazy. It's really crazy. The last month. I mean, prior to the Cubs Sox series, they had the exact same record over the last 30 days, which says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, yeah, they've been playing well.
Really, really fun brand of baseball. The only thing is, I'm not like. Obviously, it's only been 20 or 25 games for Colson Montgomery. I don't. Like, he has been a superstar over the course of those handful of games and handful of weeks. I don't know that there's a superstar out of this crop, though. So they're going to have to sign one, which we all know how that goes.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So
I guess my last thing before we move on to Bears is they didn't trade Robert, yeah.
So
are they going to pick up the option? Or
they 1,000 they have. So,
well,
kind of same thing with Tucker. They have to pick up the option.
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not trading him.
Literally have to pick up the option. And if they don't, like White Sox issue, it's nothing changed. I'd be pissed if I were on the team. If I were Kyle Teal, I'd be like, what the fuck? You're just going to let him walk? Like, bring him back.
Yeah.
Because he's been cheating on. He looks like the Robert of old.
Yeah.
Over the last month. He looks awesome.
But he still, altogether, he's had a bad year.
Yes.
$20 million bucks. And if you're
their payroll heading into next year is $15 million of Andrew Benintendi, $15 million of the rest of the roster, and then that $20 million that you have to pick up.
Yeah.
So what do we care? You're gonna have a $50 million payroll next year.
You're right. A normal organization doesn't.
Jared might be like a $30 million payroll.
$30 million. Well, with
No,
Robert,
he would
it'd be
look at-
50, but he'd look at it and be like 40% of that is to one player. Absolutely not. So I mean that. I would assume that they went into the deadline knowing that worst case scenario, if they don't find a worthy trade partner or a worthy package in return, that they will, like, they did get permission prior to pick up that option. So we'll see though. But like, I would have just picked it up. Like, I think the deadline was at 5 p.m. on Friday or whatever. I would have picked it up at 5:01 and been like, okay, didn't trade him here.
Yeah.
We're team option signed, done. You're back. But yeah, it's been a fun month of White Sox baseball. I don't want to say they're back, but
they're
not the
They're just not
players.
They're building something.
Yeah.
They are.
Like
they
the
are building
culture
something. The culture
fixed.
is.
Yeah.
They're not
That is
dead.
very back. The culture is back inside that clubhouse. You can tell they're having fun. They're busting balls and fucking around.
And that was a good group of guys too.
Awesome
that were in
group,
here,
yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Bears, before we get into it, is part of my cheesesteak going to be at?
Soldier Field, I think so.
Wow.
So. Okay.
Huge.
Big news. Part of my cheesesteak is perfect for your game day meal or late night eats. Part of my cheesesteak offers a wide variety of cheesesteaks, loaded fries, and popular desserts, all delivered right to your door. Now that preseason football is underway, Part of my cheesesteak added a brand new combo on its menu, introducing the big one, an original classic cheesesteak, your choice of our brownie bites or donut dippers, and a drink, all for a discounted price. Go to partofmycheesesteak.com to order with code PMC20 for 20% off. Anything? What's your go-to there? Just a standard cheesecake?
Oh yeah, cheesesteak, fries. I get the donut dippers. Yeah,
Yeah.
large drink. 2 cheesesteaks is really what I get. But yeah,
Get the max. Get 2 drinks.
yeah.
All right, Bears. Where do you want to start? Because it's already. I'm having a fun time, like hearing about the position battles, but then the viral video of Caleb and all this shit from FanFest, like
Whatever.
I don't really care, but it's just like you just can't get away from people just dying to shit on this.
It's
guy.
instant. It's instant
Dying.
retweets.
Yeah.
It's people know how it plays. I wanted to start with the fact that the Bears should trade for Micah Parsons.
Okay, we could start there.
What?
They should.
They should.
Yeah.
Why not?
Are we a piece away?
I mean, he's so good.
He's great.
He's awesome.
And it's very similar to the Khalil Mack trade. And I think that from the outside, people will be like, well, that was stupid. We
They
know
got close.
We know that was not stupid. That
Yeah.
was
Nah.
Khalil Mack was not the problem of that trade. The
No.
problem of that trade was Mitch didn't progress in a
Right.
timeline that we needed him to.
Yeah, and
And so
On
the
top of the
question is, do
coaching
you think
staff,
Caleb
yeah.
Williams is going to progress in the same timeline?
That's
That's really
exact-
it.
that's
If you
the
think he
exact
is,
question.
trade 2 first-rounders.
yes.
There's not going to be a player in the next two drafts that's going to be as good as Micah Parsons.
But don't we kind of need to know if we have a quarterback before? We
I
make a
agree.
move like
Think
that?
they have-
We're
But
in
he's
the exact
available
same
now.
spot. We're in the exact
I
same
know.
spot.
But these guys, it seems like we have this conversation with you plug in this edge rusher every fucking year. Do we not?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we
Micah
talked about
Parsons
Miles
is
Different
Garrett.
levels.
special.
Yeah.
Different levels,
Yeah.
sure. But like, how have we done it throughout the years?
We talked Miles Garrett at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember that? Like, it was
Micah Parsons is 26 years old.
Yeah.
totally. He's worth it. He's worth 2 first-rounders without question. But
Dude, him opposite of Sweat would be.
awesome. But if Caleb isn't the guy, then you're just
No, then you're stuck in the exact same spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're in the exact same spot. But I don't know.
I
would-
do think that makes you a championship defense, though.
yeah. But
Right. So then,
championship defense has not really gotten us anywhere besides to a Super Bowl in 2006. It didn't work out.
But maybe it's yeah, I mean, it's got to be above average offense.
right.
I know. Mitch just had to be average or above average.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, he just had to progress in the timeline we thought he was going to progress, and it would have all worked where they would have been back in the – I mean, they were back in the playoffs in, 2020? 2019 went sideways.
Yeah.
And it's not saying I don't believe in Caleb, to be very clear, but you need to make sure you have the guy.
Yeah.
I would think that should they pull the trigger on this move, that they think they have the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I don't-
it's a question for Ben Johnson and Ryan
Right.
Poles, which
Yeah.
I'm sure they're having this discussion because they get to see it up close. Like, is he what we think he is, and is he going to progress the way we think he is? And if the answer is yes, then trade for Micah Parsons.
But even exactly, and even regardless, you're not. Even if Caleb isn't the guy that we're talking about, he's not going to be. I don't think they'll be bad enough to be picking in the top 3 again with him in the next couple of years. So it's like you're giving up theoretically a mid first round pick.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So would you give up 2 picks in the 12 to 20 range for a shot at Micah Parsons?
Yes.
I would do it, and that's like worst case scenario.
I think that you'd probably have to give up, like, kind of rob Peter to pay Paul a little bit too. I've seen DJ Moore in trade packages. I've seen Gervon Dexter in trade packages.
I think there's a lot of nonsense out there, but I think the price is probably the picks. Now, Jerry Jones has said we're not trading him. This is all part of the negotiation.
Yeah,
But
but you got to call.
yeah,
You have to. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, every team should call.
Yeah.
This is a premier player, like top of the line in his prime
Yes.
that you just don't get.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
do believe that adding him makes Caleb's job and responsibility easier too,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, all right, you don't have to score 30.
Yeah,
What is it right now? Who are the favorites to land him?
I think it's the Cowboys, obviously, to keep him, and then I think it's like Eagles.
Jets?
Yeah,
I see. He's among the top of the odds here. So, I mean, I don't know how they make sense, but
as in terms of the Caleb clips, I mean, what are you gonna do?
So
People
this
are
is
just
what
gonna shit on
DraftKings tweeted on the 1st, and I thought it was a little surprising. I'm sure these odds have changed a lot, but the Bears weren't even listed in the top 10 odds. So
Yeah.
it goes Dallas minus 300 all the way to Vegas Raiders at on the screenshot at least at plus 2,500. So that didn't really make sense to me because he is a perfect fit on the football field for the Chicago Bears right now.
I also offered him free ice cream for life if he signs with the Bears.
What did he say to that?
He has not replied.
No.
But
DM.
the offer
It's a
has
nice
been
bonus.
made. Yeah,
That is
the
a nice
offer has been
bonus.
made.
Yeah.
and what did
Just
you
wanna let
say?
everyone know I'm
can
doing
you
my
just
part.
get Jacob and Zach to just deliver door to door?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
They're like Oberweis outfits, and they just have to.
I also
That's Series B for Cream Team. We got to raise money for an ice cream truck.
I forgot on Waddle and Sylvie, like maybe 2 months ago, I said that if Kyle Schwarber wins the NL MVP, I will donate $100,000 to the Sign Kyle Tucker Fund. So that's also out there.
How are you funding that?
Well, if Kyle Schwarber wins the MVP, I win like $500,000.
Oh,
that's how I know you're funding it. I knew the answer to that question. What'd you say about?
I don't think you're getting enough credit for your big game hunting. Lately.
90-1 is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to hit like probably 5 to 10 more home runs than Shohei for people to wake up to it. But he's tied him last night, and they both DH.
Shohei's just such a force in nature for that award.
No.
Such
Maybe
a force
people-
in
I mean-
nature.
Yeah, but
He's
if
at
they don't-
10-1 right now.
10-1, 90-1 to 10-1.
Yeah. I mean, this is as of today. I mean,
But if the Padres win that division somehow,
And if Schwarber hits 60 home runs, he's got. It's going to be tough for him to get to 60. He's got, I think, 38. But if there's a guy who can hit 7 home runs in a week, it's Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. He can get hot.
Maybe
Man, they could have had him for 1 year and $5 million or so.
Shohei just like sprains his ankle a little bit.
I don't root for injuries.
Yeah, no.
You sicko.
I'm going through
I
scenarios.
said a little bit.
And I said a little bit.
Sprayed
And I said
ankle
a
for a
sprained
little
ankle
bit.
for a little bit.
Just a
Sicko.
little bit.
That is not sick at
You
all.
sicko.
If I would have said blown out ACL, which is like you probably would have said.
that's you know
That's
who loves
crazy.
doing that is Za.
Jerry does
Za,
it.
Za was doing dances at Soldier Field praying for ACL.
Oh,
was
man.
he? That's crazy.
But yeah, I'm not worried. I mean, the Caleb stuff. This is why I feel at peace going into this season because I have not gotten myself too high.
Yeah.
This is what we need to do. We need to have the expectations right where they are, and just be like, hey, we're gonna see what it looks like. I'm not gonna freak out over a clip because there was also a clip of him crushing that drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It obviously gets no play.
Yeah. Alternate angle.
People just love to shit on.
Our
I get
social
it.
team's the fucking worst.
But they have quotas to meet. They're like cops at the end of a month.
Yeah.
They gotta
Up,
get their
one over the
quotas
speed
up.
limit.
Yeah. We got to get our views up. Let's fucking tweet a Caleb Williams picture.
Do it. Let's run the play.
They
Yeah.
tweeted this morning the Bears are the only team since I think 2019 to not go over their win total
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
What do they have it at this year?
That's also spin zone. That's just great fans because everyone just. They're making the lines.
we
and people
believe.
bet it
Yeah.
and it goes up. So yeah.
8.5.
8.5. That's over.
Yeah, the three of us have done a good job of kind of managing. Dave is like,
But I do feel like Dave gets free license because he was so right the last several years.
Yeah, he does.
I stay grounded when I talk about the Bears.
We're almost in like take jail.
yeah.
Self-imposed take jail from last year. We're sitting in
But
timeout. I
yeah.
got to be in timeout.
I always get accused of being negative though, so I was kind of right too, in a sense.
When?
Because if I'm always the negative guy about the Bears, like they were bad.
Yeah, but you were positive last offseason.
I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did.
I
No,
was.
you don't get credit.
Yeah.
The only
You're
one that
in
gets
take
credit
jail
is
with
Dave.
us. Yeah, you're in take
Dave is
timeout
right.
with us.
I also believe in a conversation last year about Hard Knocks, Dave, you may have promised me that the Bears were going to be good last season. So
Okay,
you
so
might
you're
be in
take
take jail
timeout as well.
Well, I don't remember this. This is just
That was
We're
camp.
all in
That was
timeout.
camp. That was at camp. Camp doesn't count.
Do you guys think
Right.
Ben Johnson screwed with the headsets on purpose? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
There was a moment where Caleb talked about it in a press conference that basically there was a moment where he got frustrated because the headsets went out. They were trying to run like a 2-minute drill, and Ben Johnson basically pulled him aside and was like, hey, you have to have like 3 to 4 plays like ready to go in
Yeah.
your head for these moments because shit will happen and you need to like be
If
calm
shit
during
can-
it. There's a theory that Ben Johnson did that on purpose.
I choose to
I'm a little-
believe that
I
he
think
did
he
do
did.
that on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's running drills where they're like, don't block Montez Sweat,
Yeah.
then he's probably doing a thing with the headset.
Yeah.
Too.
So,
yeah,
I
or
don't
like a Soldier Field employee like accidentally spilled water on the.
That could be
system.
too.
I do think, and people say this is coping, but I do think there's something to be said. Like Ben Johnson has kind of alluded to it. Like this is the process that we're going through, where we're going to overload him, try to make it as difficult as possible, so that when the season comes along, he
It's
feels
like,
more comfortable.
Oh shit, this is easy.
Slow down
Yes.
a little bit.
The biggest thing is Caleb just has to figure out a way to just be able to give up on plays. And I know that's part of like his brilliance at times in college, especially like But that's the big thing that like I'm going to be looking for to start the season is like when it's not there, just move on.
Yeah, even Ben is kind of like, hey, let's rein it back.
Right.
What you see right now, we're not going to win many games. We're not.
He said that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not very good right now.
Yeah.
It's all new. I will not be. I hope it doesn't happen. But will you be stunned if they start 0-3? Because I will not be stunned. Minnesota, Detroit, Dallas. I won't be stunned.
I think we're going to win at least one of those.
I think we will.
I don't think
Micah Parsons revenge game?
I don't know if the Lions will make the playoffs.
Ooh.
I don't love the Lions.
But we'll see.
And I don't say that as I think it's going to happen. I'm just saying I think it's going to be a process how all this stuff is going to come together. It's going to take a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
But if they go 0-3,
it would suck.
yeah.
I also isn't week 4 the Raiders, who I'm like kind of buying a little stock in right now because of Pete Carroll.
It is the Raiders.
Something about him on
It's
the
the
sideline.
Raiders, then the Commanders. They should beat the Saints at home, but then it's the Ravens and the Bengals.
It's a fucking
It's-
gauntlet.
yeah.
man.
It's a brutal schedule.
gauntlet.
yeah.
Granted,
Should we go to the Commanders game?
Yeah.
Is that home?
It's a
No.
Sunday night or a
No,
Monday?
it's a Monday night.
Monday night. Because that PFT always says the only games you guys can do are
Monday nights.
games.
let's do it.
Should maybe go to it.
Yeah. I think, the word is Addison might be suspended for the first 3 games, too.
That's a shame.
Jefferson's hurt.
Yeah. Rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback.
They did beef up their offensive line, and they got a little better on defense. I think the Vikings will be good. I think
Yeah.
O'Connell's
Yeah.
good.
They're tough.
And I think the Packers are going to be really good, unfortunately.
It
That's the part that stinks.
schedule's a gauntlet.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it
I'm
again right
embracing
now.
it.
It's
I love
it's the Saints, I would say we should win that game.
Yeah.
But like even the Giants, I think the Giants are going to be good. I've been toying with the Giants being good. I've been toying with a couple teams that I'm just like throwing around like who are the teams that are going to be better than they were, significantly better than they were last year. And the Giants and Raiders are 2 of the teams that I've circled.
49ers are probably in that boat too.
Yeah, well, I don't even count last year.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that was
okay.
I'm saying like
That was an
teams that have
anomaly.
been bad
Yeah.
for a few years in a row, and like they could surprise some teams this year.
That would suck if
You said you love it, Dave? What'd you say?
I give me it. Give me the challenge. I think it's kind of like I know it's not because it's new staff and everything. Second year quarterback. It's go time, and I'm ready to like. I'm ready to take on the rest of the league.
this schedule makes me want to trade for Micah Parsons more.
Yeah. And by the way, the Lions' take is more just I think the Lions are still very good. It's more that you have to look. If you know how this league works, you have to look at the 7 teams that made the playoffs in each conference, and you have to pick 3 of them to be like they won't make the playoffs. That's just how it
Yeah.
works. And I think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. I think the Bucks are going to make the playoffs. I think the Rams are going to make the playoffs.
Commanders.
Probably the Commanders. So there's your 4 right there. Like who's, you know what I mean? Like then you got to look at it and be like, all right, Lions, Vikings, Packers. I mean, the Packers are going to make the playoffs most likely. So it's like there's gonna be 2 teams that made the playoffs last year that are not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it feels like one of those 3 teams can have a year from hell situation. Like it will happen.
Right.
It's inevitable.
Right.
Just based on how many teams you play.
You just got to like play the
numbers
musical
thing.
chairs game
Yeah.
where it's not like a shot at them. It's just it just doesn't happen in the NFL.
2 biggest position battles is Trapillo got most of the looks with the ones. And
I couldn't tell who Johnson was talking about, but he said that it sounded like he said Ozzy was one of the 4 guys. Who did he say?
OZ.
Zacchaeus.
Olmalade Zacchaeus. It's a hard time to say.
Okay, is
He's
that
a wide
who he's
receiver.
talking about? All right.
A veteran wide
Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So yeah, it's not.
I thought he was singling out Trapillo,
Okay.
which I would have been like, holy shit, a rookie offensive tackle. That's awesome, But
No. So that's interesting. I still think Braxton gets the nod to kick it off, but these guys don't. Ben does not have. They don't. There's no bias here because
Yeah,
he
correct.
didn't, there's no
Yeah.
like. Say with the other one is Tyreek Stevenson.
mm-hmm.
Who knows? Because Nashawn Wright looks good.
He shows it like you're talking about Zacchaeus, but also the 4 listed of pass catchers he trusts was Cole Kmet, not Colston Loveland.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
However, and granted it's one play, I saw, and I was asking you, I'm bad with numbers, but there was a goal line drill they were running, and Loveland absolutely shook Brisker out of his shoes. like broke his ankles on a cut on a little slant. And I was like, that's a first round pick.
Caleb deliver him the ball.
Perfect.
Love it.
Perfect.
Love it.
Good
I'm like,
stuff.
you just broke a really good football player's ankles on a cut. Like, give it to me, you know? So,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Dennis Allen's going to be like, hey, I don't give a fuck that Tyreek Stevenson was a higher pick.
Yeah,
This
no.
is the guy.
Yep.
He won the camp battle. So,
Mhm.
First
how's
game
Jalen
this
Johnson
week.
looking?
It's hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Mhm.
It's important.
Said he is
Not getting back.
Yeah.
When's our first game?
We play Sunday.
I think they're
Against?
playing all their
Dolphins.
preseason
Yeah,
games on
Dolphins.
Sunday, I want to say. I
No,
saw.
there's a Friday
Middle
night
of the
game.
day.
Noon.
Yeah, noon.
It's a noon
Got it.
game against the Dolphins. So,
Not gonna freak out.
no,
Oh,
can't freak out. Cubs are Sunday night baseball too, so
It's great.
save your energy.
be
for
locked
that.
in. Yeah.
Yes.
Not gonna freak out.
Yes. All right. Anything else Bears? No.
No.
Anything Blackhawks or Bulls?
Nah.
Nah.
No.
Right now, no.
Anything else?
Bedard got invited to the Team Canada Olympic kind of
Like tryout.
tryout thing.
That's
so
good.
that's good. It's better than not
He
being
needs to get
invited.
beat up a little bit. And
Not even that, but it's just nice to have him in the mix. Which,
yeah.
You know, he was definitely not in the mix for the Four Nations. So if he's at least people are paying attention, maybe that's a good thing. But that's about it.
All right. We could wrap up the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure,
All right.
boys.
That's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.